Hi, I'm Scott, the King Engel. That's right, the King. Welcome to this Royal Roto clip. I'm here with Adam Ronis, Ronis, the fantasy sports treat, and my knight. Adam, welcome to the kingdom.
Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate the invitation.
So I'm here to impart to our children and our subjects our royal wisdom for week one. And the thing we can impart the most is that you can't overanalyze matchups. We can't emphasize that enough. Basically, setting your lineup too much is based on last season. You really can't look at matchups in a vacuum. And I wish I had Mike DeMurgis here to play the vacuum noise that we play on our show. But you can't look at it in a vacuum. You have to play the best player regardless of matchups. Matchups are used to govern decisions between two similarly ranked players. So you're not going to start Tim Hightower over Michael Turner.
Exactly. For the most part, you want to start your players that you drafted primarily to be your starters. I mean, we have too many questions this week. Should I start Joe Flacco over Chad Henne? No. I know Flacco has a tough matchup against the Jets, but still, he is the better quarterback right now than Chad Henne. We need to see more from Henne before we put him in there in week one. So for the most part, you want to go with the better players, unless, like you said, two players with a close, they're kind of equal, then you might want to look into the matchups. We have an idea of who some offenses are that are going to be good and some defenses that are bad. But again, a lot of that is based on last season. So week one, for the most part, go with your best players.
Yeah, you have to go with your best players. And always, we give some royal edicts. And although, I think it's just a prince. Maybe I'll let you take over, when I retire or something like that. We give some royal edicts. And the other one is always start the healthy player. I mean, you always want to, don't use Beanie Wells. It doesn't matter if he suits up. No matter what your other option is, Ricky Williams or whoever it could be, Justin Forsett, you have to bench the guys that have questionable status. Don't even think about Michael Bush this week. I think most fantasy players won't. And, no Sean Marino was able to practice in full this week, but I still don't want to use him because we don't know how bulky that hammy is going to be. And, Jonathan Stewart might see some limited work, and Owen Daniels as well.
Yeah, Owen Daniels will be on limited snaps, maybe 20 to 25, certainly a risk. So hopefully if you drafted him, you knew this early in the year, and hopefully you have a backup tight end. Probably want to plug in that option. No Sean Moreno, I do not trust. We have not seen him in the preseason. We have no idea how serious this hamstring injury is. Even though he practiced this week, he is a guy that I am not putting in my lineup. And Beanie Wells might be a game-time decision. Hasn't practiced up until Thursday. Again, don't put him in your lineup. If you have somebody else that's healthier, put him in.
Yeah, certainly. And, there's so many challenging decisions in week one. But when in doubt, I really think, you have to go with the players that you drafted. And, that's really the best route to go.
Yeah, you don't want to overanalyze things too much. And a lot of people do. We know. We get the calls every day. We get the emails, live advice, the same questions. But for the most part, week one, go with your best players. There's a reason why you drafted them as your starters. Roll with them in week one.
Yeah, and so much of schedule analysis is based on last year that you can't get into schedule analysis. People are saying, start all the Bears because the Lions have a bad defense. That was last year. They're much improved. Jay Cutler could be in for a rough opener. So, Adam, I like having you here in the kingdom with me.
Oh, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And once again, I want to congratulate Scott Engel for being one of 5 inductees into the Fantasy Sports Writers Association Hall of Fame, the first class, 1 of 5. Congratulations, Scott.
All right, now I really feel like royalty after that. We'll be back with more Roto Clips next week, and check out our exclusive edge, Roto Clips. I am the king. I am fantasy. Scott Engel. Thanks very much.